What's up? It's your boy Carcino here. And yes, Charlamagne Lawyers strikes back. I told the boy to lawyer up and he did. So he got his bulldogs out. And they're attacking everybody. They want to attack. And they run to TMZ because this was going on for days and no one wanted to cover what was actually being said. So it didn't make the mainstream media. Everyone was afraid. So TMZ finally responds, even though there is paperwork out, even though there are people speaking out about the incident. It doesn't really move until Star from the Star Report broke it. Then he had to break it again, repeating things only from the paperwork. Only from the paperwork. Just going over facts from the paperwork. That was enough to move the envelope. Now, TMZ comes out and finally responds to something they never reported on. Their first involvement with this Charlamagne case is when they reported nothing on it to begin with. So now they post a response to something they didn't even cover. But TMZ will definitely interview a person walking from their airport to their car, from a restaurant to their car, from the bathroom to the restaurant. It doesn't matter. They would ask him the most remedial questions in the world, but here is a lady who was a victim in an incident involving Charlamagne, where there is paperwork, where Charlamagne served and took a plea deal. So this isn't somebody who was close to the source. This isn't somebody who was a friend that heard from a friend of a friend. This is an actual victim and a case that actually happened, giving you first-person detail as to what's going on. Yet TMZ never reported any of it. Now, with legal documents, Harvey's a lawyer. He knows what a legal document looks like and what a fake legal document looks like. I'm quite sure he could look over that and say, okay, this is real. We got to run with this. But they lead off with the report with saying Charlamagne the God is furious over new reports suggesting he sexually assaulted a teenage girl more than 17 years ago, since he was already cleared in a court of law and now he's lawyered up. The Breakfast Club star 2001 case in back of the headlines, with the accuser now claiming she wants closure 2 decades after the officials dropped the criminal sexual assault with a minor charge against Charlamagne. For the record, officials have always maintained that Charlamagne cooperated with the investigation and he took a DNA test, which did not produce any evidence that he had sexual contact with the girl. Charlamagne did, however, plead guilty to contributing to the delinquency of a minor due to underage kids, including the accuser, drinking alcohol at the party he threw. He was sentenced to probation. Now Charlamagne's real name is Leonard McKelvey, believes someone is dredging up the old case and fudging the facts in an effort to smear his name. He's lawyered up with famed celebrity bulldog attorney Marty Singer and Michael Weinstein, who tells TMZ more than 17 years ago Charlamagne was accused of a sexual assault but never had sexual relations or any physical contact with the accuser and even provided DNA to prove it. At the time of these claims, Charlamagne cooperated fully with authorities, and after the investigation, this charge was dropped against him. Charlamagne has spoken about this many times in the public, including in his book. While Charlamagne has empathy for all sexual assault victims, he cannot take responsibility for a crime he did not commit. Now we're told Charlamagne is now considering his legal options and vowed to vehemently protect his name and reputation. This is what TMZ said today. Now, this seems like it was written by his attorney, Marty Singer and Michael Weinstein. Now, this whole thing that they never talked about is now being covered here. So it's pretty spotted the way they try to basically throw her under the bus, the victim, by trying to demean her by saying, with his accuser now claiming she wants closure 2 decades after officially dropped after the officials dropped the criminal sexual assault with a minor K charge against Shar. Shar? Shar? Who wrote this crap? Shar? Who calls him Shar? Wow. Never once do they actually reference the interview he did with DJ Academics, which people have seen many times before, where in that interview he actually states he was 20 years of age, knowing that he was 22. Very valuable information because it explains how he was able to purchase this said liquor that he took credit for providing for the party. Then he says that no warrant was ever issued for him. But it was clear from the paperwork that the police did issue a warrant for his arrest. So my thing is, the paperwork says one thing, Charlamagne's mouth is saying another. Now, the paperwork is factual, and Charlamagne is very inconsistent in his statements. So if he's inconsistent with what he's saying here, then what else is he inconsistent about? TMZ didn't think that there was a ground or a point in this. This is just something they fail to not do and investigate their stories. Very interesting. Maybe because they didn't want this story to deal with in the first place. No, they're friends with the lawyer. And the lawyer wrote this up and had them deliver this story to you. Yes. This thing was typed up by their lawyer. So this whole thing you're reading on TMZ was submitted by the lawyers for distribution through TMZ because it's told only from his point of view. Because if they investigated or actually looked at some of the documents, they would use it as reference. So there's some real inconsistencies here about what's going on, or some things that maybe Charlamagne could really clear up if he opened his mouth and said, "Hey, this is what happened. That's what happened, and the case is closed, and this and that." You know, he could come out and rebuke this, and this thing wouldn't have been going on for days. He could have cleared this up pretty simple. But when you got inconsistencies and things that you already stated, and we're looking at the paperwork like it's not matching up, something's wrong. Something's very wrong here. Um, I'm not trying to make a villain of the guy, but I didn't provide any of this information. I didn't go out and dig up this girl and try to make her go after Charlamagne. What for? The public wants answers. They do. They just want to know what's going on. Give them the word. You got a word on everything else. You open your mouth, try to talk in your sleep. So my thing is, where's your words? What? You ran to a lawyer, got lawyered up, and they probably told you don't talk. Okay. Well, we'll see how far that goes. It's your boy Carcino. I'm out.